One more round, the Young Professionals Podcast is brought to you by Anchor. Create, distribute, and monetize your podcast with Anchor. Anchor believes everyone's stories can and should be heard. Around the world, creators are using Anchor's powerful platform. For everyone, everywhere, for free. Anchor. I'm Chris Vion. My co-host is Matt Kelly. Welcome to One More Round, the Young Professionals Podcast. The PreShow, Episode 1. Welcome to the studio. It's official. Season 1 is here. We have launched One More Round, the Young Professionals Podcast. The preparation, the marketing for months in 2021. All roads lead here. The product Matt and I envisioned has now come to fruition. Thank you to all of our value listeners out there for making us a part of your day. We truly appreciate that. We understand you could be doing something completely different, but you're choosing to give us a listen, and we can't thank you enough in doing that. Our key guests, without you sharing your story, this show does not get done, hands down. And social media. I mean, look, it drives everything that we do these days, right? Without social media, what bridge do we have to get our messaging out to our audiences, to get this show out to our audiences? So this is the pre-show. This is the show before the show, Episode 1. Who am I? My name is Chris Vion. I was born in northern New Jersey, raised in northern New Jersey. I'm a graduate of Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. I've been in sales, in the relationship building aspect of it all, for nearly 20 years, and just recently, sales management. And with that, I do have a co-host. Let me bring him in and introduce himself.
Chris, thanks. And that was a great intro. Again, I want to echo those sentiments and thank our loyal followers on Facebook and soon to be on YouTube, Spotify, and in the future, iTunes as well. My name is Matt Kelly. I'm born and raised here in Fairfield County, Connecticut. I also attended Sacred Heart University. I've been in the recruiting management business for about 15 years now. And Chris, let's just dive right into it because I'm sure the audience wants to know, tell us, why are we doing this?
I believe everyone has a story. Everyone has a journey. Whether or not that journey has already been had or has yet to take place, I believe we all experience that in life. And with me, that happened 2 years ago. I was asked by my leadership within my organization to deliver a presentation on negotiation skills at a sales conference in Orlando, Florida. At the conclusion of my presentation, I had sales professionals come up to me, asking to connect with me, providing more insight of my skill set, technique, best practices, thanking me. And I'm thinking to myself, thanking me for what? And then it hit me. I was them 20 years ago. You see, I'm a product of the coaches, the mentors that have taught me. And I've kept in touch with all of them throughout the years, and they know who they are. So why we're doing this is pretty simple. It's to give back. It's to create a support forum, because it doesn't just stop with us, myself and Matt, to reach out, to extend ourselves to successful entrepreneurs, motivators, leaders, influencers, to come into this interactive forum and to share their story, their advice. They've been through this before. They've been through adversity. They've been at a crossroads. They have knowledge. We didn't have this growing up. Right out of college for me in the early 2000s, we didn't have social media. We didn't have podcasts. So this is a forum to get a support group in place so that the young professional, the millennial, can benefit within their career.
I think both of us being people persons, wanting to help, inspire, motivate, and lead people, I think, in a funny way, these guests help us stumble upon our calling. in a very, very strange way, that's how life does work. And I think, why we're both doing this is it's very simple. It's to really just kind of help motivate that young person that may be stuck in a job they don't like. They're not inspired. They're maybe not making the money they want to make, and they're stuck. And I think if they listen intently, regarding our 6 guests, I think they'll really find a blueprint on how to move up the corporate ladder, not even in business, but just in life. I'll kick it back to you, just to kind of tell the audience briefly, what is our podcast about?
Chasing and eventually finding your true passion in life, whether that be personally or even professionally. Look, life, it's going to be your biggest and toughest opponent. There's no question about it. It'll knock you down again and again. And I get it. It sounds so cliche, but it is true. There's no bigger and tougher opponent in life. Right? So where we hope to separate ourselves in generating an audience with this podcast, and we get it, there's so many motivational and inspirational podcasts out there, but if we could streamline it, simplify it to a career, we hope to generate that audience and provide a support group for the millennial, for the young professional to receive advice, coaching, from our guests that took the time out of their busy schedules to provide their experiences, to share their crossroads, the adversity, and what they did to stop going in one direction, pivot, and go in another direction to find that true passion in life.
Sure. No, very, very well said. I think if somebody asked me, give me a quick sentence about our podcast, I would just really tell them that it's about failure leading to success, meaning you have to fail daily to finally get to that success. And the 6 guests will reiterate that in their own way when you all listen to that very, very soon. I think that's the key. Young people, it's very tough to fail. They don't want to get outside their comfort zone, so to speak. And you'll hear from our guests that that's where success lies. It's on that other end of your comfort zone. And the earlier you can figure that out, the more successful you'll be at a younger age. And like Chris said, we did not have this 15, 20 years ago growing up in the industry. There was no podcast. There was no YouTube. There was no, radio seminars about how to be a young millennial and what have you. So I think we're just really trying to give back for the younger people to be better than we were. And I think Chris and I are happy to do that. And I'll pivot to our last bullet point right here, Chris. What can the listener expect from us?
The listener can expect a variety of key guests. As I mentioned before, motivators, entrepreneurs, leaders, influencers to come into our interactive forum here within this podcast and share their story. They've been through adversity. They've been at a crossroads, to sync up the similarities between the guest and the listener. Because if I'm a young professional, a millennial, listening to a story, I can maybe say, you know what? I'm going through that right now within my career. Understanding and taking the advice, the best practices from our guests during their interview, and help guide them and direct them on a better path to chase and find their passion.
Give each episode the full listen, and I think you'll come away with some great life nuggets. I really do. I think you'll really learn from all 6 and hopefully put that into your business life, your personal life, your workout, your health routine, whatever you want to put it towards your life. I think these guests will really help you. And just to kind of put a bow on this before I kick it back to you, Chris, again, I just want to thank our faithful followers on Facebook and soon to be YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. Chris and I are really looking forward for you all to hear this season 1 very soon, and then obviously next year with season 2. And please reach out to Chris or I with any comments, questions, concerns, or if you or anyone you know would like to be a guest in the future. We're always accessible, and we look forward to speaking to you all soon. Chris, take it away.
All right. Thank you to the audience. Thank you to family and friends for your support with this project since day one. To our key guests who made the time to carve out from their busy schedules to come and talk with us. Without you, this show cannot get done. And of course, social media and the various platforms out there. Without that, we cannot bridge and get our messaging out, get this show out. Enjoy season 1, and we'll talk soon. Keep punching.